Today I'm going to compare the cameras on a Galaxy S23 Plus versus the iPhone 15 Pro. So let's start with the telephoto. On the Galaxy, you can get a max zoom of 30x versus the 15 on the iPhone 15 Pro. Now at 15x, you can see some differences between the two. I feel like the Galaxy is a bit more processed or over sharpened, whereas on iPhone, it seems a bit more softer. And usually by the time you're at max zoom, the image quality doesn't look that great. Now for HDR, I feel like the Galaxy does give off that over processed or more HDR look. So in the shadows is a bit brighter versus the iPhone where the shadows looks more natural. Some people might like more that Samsung look since it looks like it's ready to be shared on social. And the colors do pop a bit more on a Samsung, which we've known about this for a while now. So there's no huge surprise. It all comes down to if you want something that's really poppy, saturated, vibrant versus something more leaning towards natural look. When you're taking pictures up close with a wide lens, I do like how the iPhone 15 Pro does give more of that deeper and blurrier background look. So in a more photographic sense, I am a fan of the sensor on Apple since it does give off that bigger sensor look, and when you shoot with the 3x, the background is so much more compressed than on a Samsung's, so I am also a fan of that. For portrait mode, they both can do 1x, 2x, and 3x, so it's great and you do get a lot of zoom options. I would say the cutout of myself is definitely more consistent on the Samsung. And going back to the colors, I am overall brighter on the Samsung as well. Like the blacks are a bit more brighter, my skin is a bit more brighter, as well as my skin tone is more saturated. So it's still going back to the whole natural versus vibrant look. Now on iPhone, when you take a picture of a person or a dog or a cat, it automatically knows that, so you can choose that to be a portrait picture later on. I feel like with this feature, you don't really need that portrait mode anymore, and also the Pixel does this as well. Maybe the Samsung will be doing this on the next version like the S24 or in some future firmware update. If this feature is available, I really can't find it in the photo app, but it is a very nice thing to have since I don't really need to go into portrait mode anymore, meaning less scrolling to a mode and more focus taking a picture. Now for low light, maybe that HDR look might be more beneficial for a Galaxy since you can see more in the dark, or the overall picture is just a bit brighter, since some people might like that darker natural look. Now one thing I also noticed on the wider lenses, the Galaxy seems to be more noisy. So if you want the more cleaner look, or if you just shoot a lot during the nighttime, then the iPhone will be my preferred choice. And for the performance during nighttime, I noticed that the iPhone is just slightly more responsive or more fluid as I press the shutter button. Now for video, the ultra-wide seems to be a little bit wider on iPhone versus the Samsung. And obviously shooting ultra-wide in general doesn't look that great during nighttime. So switching over to the wide lens is definitely a lot better and a lot cleaner. And same with the pictures, if you look up in the sky, it does seem like you can see more visible noise on a Samsung. When you're shooting bright lights, you do see some lens flare on the iPhone, which can be annoying to some people. During the daytime, of course the videos will look good, but it does seem like the stabilization is just a bit smoother on the Galaxy. Even on the wide lens while walking down the stairs, there is more of an up and down or Z-axis movement on the iPhone. And then for the 3x, obviously the stabilization is much better on a Galaxy. But if you're standing still, of course they both look good. It's just that when you're panning around or when it's stabilizing your hand gestures, you might see some micro jitters on an iPhone. So ending off with some selfies here, I do feel like both are still good, they have their own place. I am a fan of the sensor and look on an iPhone since it's really more natural, but if I know I'm planning to upload something on social media or straight to Instagram, then I would lean towards the Galaxy since I feel like that's the image I want to upload since it's more vibrant and eye-catching. Also the images have less noise for both photos and videos during nighttime, but I guess the biggest pro on a Galaxy is just the better stabilization. So that is the comparison, and let me know your thoughts. Which one do you prefer? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.